first day that we were drinking some wine.
Yeah. So, what we want to talk about today, y'all, we want to kind of give homage or pay homage to men because we don't. But we want the real 15 to be represented by masculine and feminine, male and female, men and women, right? So we want everybody to kind of have their just desserts. We want to talk about men. So what we wanted to talk about specifically is men and love. What do you think about men and love? Because most of the time we don't associate men with love. We associate men in love with men, but not men and love.
Explain that, please. Elaborate a little bit.
So, women, like when we were younger, we, have dads, and they always talk about, dad being the daughter's first love and all of that stuff. And they talk about the mom being the little boy's first love, but nobody ever talks about how men are socialized for the most part to kind of move away from that.
From love.
Yeah. As far as what they need. Okay. Right? And so it's a grooming process that women need love, right? And men need respect. I happen to think after this time in my relationship, my marriage, I looked at the man that I'm married to and I'm like, I feel like you need more love than I do. As far as affection and, because I'm going to tell y'all know the 5 love languages or that love language series. I think it's Dr. Gary Chapman. And for every man that's ever sat in front of me that I've ever talked to, everybody say that their love language is physical touch.
Every man?
Every man.
Oh, wow.
Every single one. Everyone.
Okay.
And so my thought process is that and a lot of the women that's not their love language.
But that's because they were more thrusted into being expected to lust more than love.
Right? Now talk about that.
Because they have been taught to divide and conquer. They have been taught to get all types of women, and that is what will make you the man, and having all these different women. So they didn't teach you to love, they taught you to lust. You're not taught to love, you're taught to lust.
So my thing is, I do feel that is the truth. My thing is that a lot of times, and I think that we missed it, that men do need love. Like that's, I think, one of their primary needs. If they need respect, they need love to go with it, right? So, but I think that because the focus is taken off of them. Like for instance, in a certain time in a man's life, he stops getting touched. And when I say touched, I mean that people don't touch them. They literally don't touch them with an affectionate or intentional affection.
So they're sensory deprived.
Yes. So they're not able, they don't receive that. But then I'm thinking that they long for that. But there's a time where they kind of push it away because society is telling them, no, man up. You don't love, you don't do all of that. Well, how in the world do I expect that a man is gonna love me if he ain't loved?
That's right. That's good.
How can he love us if they're not loved?
Right.
That's not anything that is that's not anything that's shouted. That's not anything. I don't hear those teachings. I ain't never heard them.
I have never heard it. Y'all were just profound when you said it out loud.
Yeah. Like, how can this man who's not touched after a certain time learn how to touch, right? Learn how to distinguish lust from love. Like, how can they do that, right? So what they're doing is they're trying to get touched all the time, trying and yearning for this touch. And women are getting touched every day, all day, to the point where they despise it almost. I seen my sister video of this woman who got a husband. She's sitting there scrolling through her phone, and her husband come over and he's singing and being silly, and he's all over her. And she's like, she get up like Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, like she was crazy.
Like, yeah! She's yelling at him. Get out of here. It's like, you know that these men need love, but it's not something that is commonly given to them. It's like, it's not something that is common to what it is that they should expect from society, right? Or expect from a woman.
Right.
So these men are trying to get women to give them something that they have been longing for years and years and years, but it's never in the context in which I think it would be healthy for them. Right? And so that's the thing that I think is interesting about this whole topic. So we want to talk about men, and we want to talk about how men don't receive the love that they are expected to give. So how are men supposed to give love, give the thing to a woman that they are not accustomed to hearing, that this is something that men are looking for and searching for? So what do y'all think about that? Because my personal thought is that if a man is not told and cultivated in love and nurtured in love in terms of how he receives love, my thoughts are that he's probably not going to be good at giving. What do you think?
I agree, absolutely. I think that if you don't receive love, how are you going to give it? Like, you can't give what you don't got. You can't miss it, you can't measure. So I absolutely agree with that. But like I said, it goes back to, I think they were thrusted into lusting. So they get the touch through lust.
Yeah.
They don't get the touch through affection, love and affection. They don't get that. And so then, in turn, us women, I don't listen about us, but I will say this, us women, a desire to give them lust.
Oh, wow. That is so true. I never even thought about that.
If you see right now, all I see is lust all over the place. I don't see love all over the place. I see a bunch of what I'm going to do sexually to you. Yeah. I don't see how I'm going to love you. I don't see how I'm going to nurture you. I don't see how we going to build. I don't see none of that. I see how I'm going to suck you. I see those things. I don't I see all these sexual things. I don't see how I can love you. I don't see that. And so that's lacking because it's so much lust being thrusted around here. That's what society pushed them to. And also, we have to add to the fact that they're not allowed to have their emotions, so then they're suppressed.
Yeah.
And then you also have another layer of the woman. The woman is always getting everything because we are looked at as damsel in distress almost. Yeah. We almost is always in distress, if you will. So somebody is always coming to your aid. Yeah. But they don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't have that same support that a woman will get anywhere because they're a man and we think their emotions differ from ours.
Yeah.
My husband told me that. Their emotions do not differ from ours because they are man. We feel like they should have some different type of emotions, that because they have a different sexual organ, that their emotions is different. They're not. They hurt like we do.
Yeah. And
so the things that we say and do could be harmful, you know.
Yeah.
Whether intentional or unintentional, because our emotions is the same. And then me, and if I'm speaking for what my husband told me, but he's not speaking for all men. He's speaking for himself.
Right.
So all y'all may not feel like that.
Yeah. So I think that that's a good place to go as far as like if a man is not cultivated or not nurtured or not brought up in the way of, you know, expecting that he's able to express his emotions again, how can he be communicative with you, woman? Like, how can that happen? So these expectations that we have from men, they come from a place that I think is kind of warped.
Unrealistic.
Yeah.
Unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Because of the upbringing, because of societal patterns and behaviors and expectations. Yeah. They're expected to have a bunch of women and not love but lust.
Yeah.
That's the expectation. If they don't meet them, then they're a sucker. Or there are these negative things if they don't do that. Yeah. If you a lame half the time, if you got a woman in the marriage, you better not display no love. You better not.
Yeah.
That's looked down on.
Love they call them sins.
Love is looked down on. I think that is the problem, is that love is frowned upon. Public love, public display of love. You can love all day in your house, but going out in public and love, and it's a problem.
Well, that's not the thing.
You can lust all day in public.
It's respect, though. Like, right? So, like, again, we have input from men. So the respect versus the love issue, right? Like, so respect is kind of pushed hard or pushed heavy.
Yes.
And the thing about it is that if I feel like you're not coming to my aid, because again, society has groomed me to always be a damsel in distress, right? For the most part. So I'm not groomed to expect for you to be able to display your emotions or your feelings and things like that in a healthy way.
That's right.
So then I'm in the house trying to get you to do something that nobody ever taught you, and ain't no other man looking like you, right? Like, what other man is out there talking about, yes, honey? So I'm looking like, okay, where's my flowers? Where's my where's my teddy bears? Where's my roses? Where's this? All those things. And it's like, well, where's his stuff? Roses are associated with women. And on my anniversary with my husband, I got him flowers, and he looked at me and he was like, no, you're the one supposed to get flowers.
That made me smile, though. I'm sorry, I just got a chest cat smile when I said that. And that was because they don't, when we associate gifts with women. We don't even associate gifts with men. We associate gifts with women.
Yeah.
We just always getting a bunch of stuff, y'all. We spoiled. To tell the truth, we're a little spoiled. I know I'm spoiled. I'm gonna say I'm spoiled.
Yeah, no, it's true.
As a woman, I'm spoiled in some cases. In some cases, in relationship wise.
But I wanted him to be able to experience somebody thinking about him in that way, right? Like, I want you to know, like, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm going to think about you in a way that I know that you have feelings and you have dreams and you have failures, or thoughts about yourself, and like I do, right? Like, I listen, you and I are human, so we having a human experience, but it's unfortunate that, the status quo is that men don't have help, and they don't have a place to rest, and they don't have a place to be safe because they gotta be a man. Like, what does that mean?
And if they're anything less than that, then they'll call them a punk.
Yeah.
Or they're lame.
Yep.
How you can't just have emotions? They weren't allowed to have emotions. I feel like you should be able to express your emotions. I remember one time my son was crying and he was little, and my brother told him to stop crying. You man up. I said, mine could cry. He's going to cry because we would do that. Even me as a girl, I didn't cry in front of people or things like that because I felt like I needed to man up, if you will. Yeah. And I'm a girl. When I would man up.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of women that man up.
That's true. That's true.
But this is about the men. I don't want to keep talking about adding nothing here because we already highlighted as it is. Yeah. I don't want to make this about us. I do want to keep this on to the men because we want to create this space here so you have that vulnerability. You have that I'm not okay, and it's okay.
Yeah. You know what, Key? I'm going to say this too, because I think that a lot of times, and this is kind of going into maybe another episode and topic of an episode we'll have, is that men feel like, I think a lot of times that men feel like they can't really have what they want.
Okay.
And the reason that I feel that way is because a lot of times, like, and I'm just going to be very candid, a lot of times, and I've heard this from men, so I'm not saying this from my mind and what I've observed in society. Like, I could say that I've looked at some things, but straight from men, right? Like, a lot of them like pain with their pleasure, right? And so it's hard to express what it is that you really, really like, right? Because you're going to be viewed as a pervert, you're going to be viewed as something that's not, you know what I mean?
Derogatory.
Like, you have your likes, your picks, and your chooses. And I think that a lot of times that y'all get demonized for having your likes, your picks, and your chooses. And then you end up settling for something that you don't really like or you don't really want. And because society says that you should have this one when you really want that one over there. You want the Instagram model. And trust you me, it's okay if you do. The thing about it is, I think a lot of men are pushed away from getting what it is that they really, really want because other people are going to look at them and they're going to judge them based off of their pick and their choice. So I think a lot of men tend to be repressed in that way, like even sexually, even that lust part, because there's a lot of them not being able to express. So imagine you're not allowed to express and you go all your life not expressing, and imagine all of that just sitting there waiting, right? So do you think that maybe, because my thought is that possibly them not being able to express their emotions got into another area of life, and that's how they can easily express their frustration, their aggression is through their penis.
I do. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're speculating a little bit, but like I said, we do have some input from men. So
these are only our opinions, so we don't know. These are not facts. These are our opinions, and so the men that's on here, we wanted you to correct us if we're wrong on the things that we are saying, or just give us your perspective. Because every man is different. You know, you might feel differently than the next man. So we want your perspectives on these things. We want your input. We want to know what you want to hear from us, what you want women to talk about. Because I feel like there's such a division between us. Listen to these songs. It's like, this music is creating more division between women and men.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's like some of these podcasts, too, like some of these women are up here saying men aren't capable of love, and I feel like, to me, men aren't given the opportunity to love from birth all the way up until they get older, until they have to have a woman, you know, they want a woman and they pursue a relationship with that woman, and then they get to experience that. But it has to be cultivated, I think, from a young age. So I think that's something that we need to think about. Men need love. They need love. Just like Kia was saying about her husband, and how, you know, he was saying, you think I don't have the same emotions as you, right? Like, you don't think I had them emotions. Well, if I need love, and I know that's what I want, right? Most women will tell us, or will say, I need love. If I need it, I know y'all need it. And why is that not a priority? I think men being loved should be a priority.
Well, let's go back to the respect thing, because I think they go hand in hand. Okay. Because I don't know if you can love me and be disrespected.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so they go together to me.
Yeah.
Because I know we said that men want respect, women want love. But they go together.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other, to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do believe that respect and love go hand in hand. I don't feel like you can respect a man and say that you love him, or love him without respecting him. I don't think that you can do that. But yeah, I definitely would highlight that if you're loving him, most likely you'll be respecting him. If you love him, for real. But I definitely want to, again, make sure that we give precedence to the fact that men need love. That is something that I feel, and y'all men, again, like my sister said, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, if you had love and opportunities like women, like, how do you think that this world would be with y'all in it? Do you feel like y'all would feel more productive? Would you feel more appreciated? Would you feel like you could, like, take over the world, you know, that you could do anything? And would you feel supported? Would you feel like, you know, how would you feel? Because I would feel like a superhero, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel that society supports that for us, right? That we can do whatever we want to do.
Absolutely. Put your mind to it.
Yeah. But y'all get punished quickly. So the thought that what I'm thinking is that when they took love away from y'all, that they punished you severely just because of who you are. So we want to give that back to you. We want to let the world know that we see you.
We see you.
We love you.
We love you.
And we know that you need love.
And we affirm you.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, y'all. We'll do some more. We got some other things coming, some other things in the works. We will do some more things concerning men. If you have any topics or any questions or any thoughts that you want to give us, you are welcome to do so. You're welcome to in the comment section. You are welcome to post on our Real 15 page on Facebook. We're on TikTok, everywhere. So wherever you see us, you know, give us a shout out and let us know what it is that's on your mind, what you're thinking. Correct us. You know, let's have some dialogue, because we want to know what you have to say to us. And we even want, if you want to come on, we'll try to make a way for that to happen. So, hey, y'all.
That's right. So, yes, we are open for dialogue. That's what we want. That's how these things repair, is through dialogue and conversations. I had a quote on my on our page today. I can't remember it verbatim, but I did have a quote that I made up today in regards to a healing, like as far as men and women, only when men and women both are healed will we have good relationships.
Yeah.
So we have to both be healed to be able to have good relationships with one another. And we will, but it has to be intentional. And that's what we want to create when we're talking about love. Because we love y'all. We want you to feel love and know you love. Yeah. And know you're a king and know you're great.
Right.
I don't care what nobody told you. You
or
are
didn't
great.
tell you.
You're great. Tell you. Yeah. You got greatness in you.
That's right.
And this space here is safe.
That's right. We honor men. We both had our dad in the home with us.
Our parents been together for 47 years.
Yeah.
47 years. I've been with my husband for 26 years. Yeah. So we honor this. We honor men. We honor marriage. I have 2 boys. I had 3 boys, but I have 2 boys. So we have 2 brothers. Yeah. We have a bunch of uncles. Like you know what I mean. So we honor men. Yeah. We had honored men around us. My great grandfather ain't gonna talk about him. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we had some men around us.
My mom's dad.
Yeah, granddaddy. Yeah. I mean, not granddaddy, but I was say him too, but
Granddaddy Johnson. Yeah.
And then who else? Who do I want to say? And even my husband's grandfather, Odin, we call him Gates. I've had some really good men around, honorable men around me, around us, you know. Yeah. So we honor men over here.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember, this is one thing that I'll take with me forever, is that I remember when dad would be sitting like right by the refrigerator and mom would go and get him something to drink. And so we learned, you know what I mean, how to, like, I would say, acknowledge, right, or honor men. And so, and not that we haven't gotten it wrong sometimes, we absolutely have.
Nobody's perfect, and I'm not sitting here acting like I'm always honoring, because I can dishonor too. Right? I can sit here and pretend like, I'll never sit here and pretend like that, but overall, we honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so we just want to acknowledge and we want to raise an awareness that you guys have needs, right? Like, we want to make sure that you get your needs met and to make sure that we kind of change that paradigm. Because I know, too, I would let my son cry, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is as soon as they turn teenagers, they're going to try to move away from you anyway, right? But then they come back later as adults and hug and kiss all over you.
God. My youngest son is so affectionate. Oh, Lord. That's all he do. Even now, he's still like that.
Oh, is he?
He used to kiss up my arm like Pippi the right. He said, "This is my arm. I bought it on eBay." And the other one, he said he bought off Craigslist.
Oh, but yeah, so we want to make sure that you guys are acknowledged again, like you said. So we thinking about you again. Comment, like, share. Make sure that you give us some feedback. Give us something that we can have and that we can hold on to that helps us to be better and helps us to be good and better to you and helps us to give out information to other women so that they could take it and be good to you guys as well. Give you guys what you need, because we know that we need each other.
That's right.
And this society will tell y'all right now that we don't, and it will try to pit us against each other, and we know that we need y'all. Right? So we need y'all to be healthy, we need you to be happy, and we need you to feel safe.
And to be whole.
That's right. So all right, y'all, we're gonna see y'all next time. Bye.
Okay, I'm ready. This is gonna be the best one, just because, honey. This is gonna be the best one.